when you think about horror,
Uh-huh.
we're both scared of like religious horror.
Yes. Y me enseñaron non importante.
Stop with that.
Come on. That's like one of my best impressions. I only have like 3.
That's sad. But like cosmic horror, that's like on a whole nother level.
Pew, 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 pew. I don't know, those cosmic noises. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
The
NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
I want to talk about it. That's how he says it.
It?
He says it with like the strong T at the end.
Okay. Are we talking Tim Curry or
No,
are we
I'm
talking Skarsgård?
talking Skarsgård, like
Okay.
one of your loves. Because like when you
Oh, no, I love his brother.
Yeah. He's a really very attractive man.
Eric
No, but when he's like talking to
Northman.
Georgie, he's like, "Go ahead, take it."
You know,
So creepy.
apparently, like when he was filming it, there in some of the spots, he's actually speaking Swedish,
Really?
or Danish. They're
Oh.
either from Denmark or from Sweden.
Either way,
I think they're
it
Swedish.
just made me really hungry because I love Swedish fish and I like Danishes. So it's a win-win for me.
All right, then.
All right, so we were talking about it.
We're talking about the remake that just came out.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited.
And the goal is not just to talk about what we liked about the new movie, but compare it to the original.
Thing.
And then, because I have to take it literary, we're going to connect this to Lovecraft.
Boom.
And we're going to talk cosmic horror.
Not cosmic horrors. That's a whole separate episode.
So, movie It just came out.
Oh, it's really, really
This
good.
book and this movie and originally terrified children and adults everywhere. Stephen King, hats off to you, sir.
Yeah, Stephen King's he's awesome. Kind of a weird guy. I guess that's why he's awesome.
That's why he's the father of horror in
So just
modern form.
Just clowns in general, kind of creepy. Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, really,
I hate
really
those
creepy.
movies. Those
I
are like
actually-
gore porn.
House of a Thousand Corpses, absolutely gore porn. Devil's Rejects, not so much. I actually like that one a lot more. But I'm pretty sick and twisted.
I don't like those movies.
And
It's like Hostel or House of Wax. Ugh.
oh, House of Wax was awful. Hostel was
That was the one with
even
Paris
worse.
Hilton, right?
It
She
was.
Yeah.
It was. It wasn't as good as her first movie, One Night in Paris.
Ugh.
That actually,
Really?
the acting in that movie was horrible.
Wow. Moving on back to the subject at
Oh no, but
hand.
House of a Thousand Corpses. You know who was in it?
Rob Zombie.
No, yes, but no.
That's all that matters.
Dwight from The Office. Yes, he was.
How is he more important than Rob freaking Zombie?
Well, because it's Rob Zombie's movie, so like he's in it. It's weird that Rainn Wilson is in the movie.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah. By the way, the movie's terrible. No, it's not terrible. The movie's entertaining, but it is gore porn.
Yeah, I don't like watching.
Because when the character's name is Dr. Satan, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
a
gonna be peaceful.
bad. That's a good indicator that you're not going to have a lot of character development.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So like the new It movie kind of blew me away. I love horror movies. Like I do. I like to be scared. I don't know if that's like, it's not a sadomasochist thing. I'm not like, oh, I want to be in pain. I just really like it's like, I love roller coasters. I like jumping out of airplanes. Skydiving was amazing. It was. Don't look creepy.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's so much fun.
Okay.
Come on, you're an ass kicker.
I haven't done that yet, so
Oh,
not necessarily on my
Oh.
top 10 things to do.
Oh, maybe it's because I am Joe the Brave.
Okay, I'll give you that.
It's Lauren the Wuss.
Okay.
Come on, I'll take any victory I can take over you. So anyway, so like I like a good horror movie, but unfortunately, there's not a lot of really good ones. There's a ton of gore porn where it's
Yes.
like, I don't know how to write a story or develop characters. Here's some blood.
Exactly. Or excessive mutilation and torture.
Right. There's no innuendo. There's
Like
there's
real
nothing.
horror movies is about the ambiance,
Right.
right? You don't want to see the bad guy, too much of a bad guy or of the evil thing or the ghost or whatever. It totally kind of ruins it. It's the suspense. It's the creep factor. It's the, oh my God, is it going to come now? That's the best part of the horror movie.
Right. No, I agree with that. It's the shock, it's the journey.
Okay.
The end is like, okay, well, we get to the end of it and it's like, yeah, well, there's the bad guy and there's like, it's the journey getting there that's creepy. It's the creaking door.
Mhm.
It's the squeaky step.
Mhm.
It's all of that. It's the lights going out. It's all these like little things that make an amazing horror movie.
And see, that's what I think about the new It. We saw it too much.
It.
Like my favorite part of the new movie, or like the creepiest part, is when what's the little fat kid's name? I can't remember. Eddie? No.
Is it Fatty McEats Food?
Oh, stop it. So the little fat kid, I can't remember
He was
his
adorable,
name.
though,
He was.
wasn't he?
I loved him.
I
Even
felt
they
so-
did change some of the characters compared to the original of who did what part. But I can't remember his name. When he was in the library and he's going through the books, the librarian in the back, that creepy ass like stance and smile where it was kind of out of focus. I think that was the most terrifying part of the movie.
What was terrifying in the movie? All of the adults. Every adult in
course,
this movie was useless
creepy.
and creepy. All of them.
I know why, or I have a theory. I don't know if it's canon because I didn't read the book, but I know why.
And why is that, Lauren?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Lauren?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, I'll also get not an issue, but like, dude, that bully
Oh, little sadist.
was
Yeah.
so amped.
Yeah.
Like that, he was excessive.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a million bullies. This guy went from 0 to literally cut your flesh with a knife like that. It was insane.
Well, that's what it does.
Oh man,
That's
it
how
was
he
weird.
feeds.
So yeah, no, he was really, it was good. I love his interpretation of the character.
Skarsgård, right?
Skarsgård, yeah, it was great. The original, so I actually, before we started talking about this, I kind of compared it to Jack Nicholson's Joker. Tim Curry's original It is like Nicholson's Joker. It's perfect for what it is in that movie. The updated version, it's like comparing it to like, I compared it to Heath Ledger's Joker. Obviously not as, it's not Oscar worthy.
Yeah, it's not Oscar worthy. It's nowhere near that level of performance, that level of awesomeness, for lack of terms, but in the sense of the type of character it's playing.
The updated today
reboot
character, I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was so good because I was like, he has to be good. It has to be, Pennywise has to be good or the movie is gonna fail. And when I first saw the makeup, I was like, man, they're gonna make it like slasher horror.
See, I like the makeup.
So did I. Once I saw the movie, when I just saw like the original, like the concept and like I was like, they're just gonna make it. It's gonna be like all of these other, carbon copy, cut out, cookie cutter horror movies.
See, and I felt that this version of It was actually a generic movie. Like
the movie itself, right?
Yeah, and it felt more like a generic horror movie that I would see nowadays. Like it felt updated for the times, but it kind of lost something within it.
Cool. I'll tell you the scariest part for me in the movie was the redhead's hair. Her hair. Her hair was horrible. I don't know what they did, but it just looked really weird.
Oh, the actress?
The actress. It was so distracting to me.
No, so I guess what happened, the little girl, right?
Yeah.
Beverly,
yes.
She had extensions because she had a pixie cut when she went to the audition, and they told her she didn't look girly enough, so she came back for her second call with extensions, and so they said, "Cool, come with extensions," and then apparently, like the very first thing they had her do was chop her hair off.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there was something about her hair the entire movie. It was very distracting. Like, if anything, she needed to go to Jeffrey Does My Hair. But yeah, that was one of the issues I had with the movie. I really enjoyed it from top to bottom. I really enjoyed almost the entire movie. Obviously, Pennywise will always be Tim Curry.
Yes.
He, just like Jack Nicholson,
Terrifying.
will always be the Joker. Yes, Heath Ledger. Oh, well, Heath Ledger is the Joker. Yeah, but Jack Nicholson was the Joker. He jumped off the comic book. He kind of created that character just like Tim Curry did. I mean, I think they're both 10s for what they are.
Do you know who was in the running to be the other than Skarsgård to be Pennywise?
I don't.
King of the Nerds, Hugo Weaving.
Oh, that would have been a whole different take.
And the reason they didn't give it to Hugo Weaving is because he couldn't do playful.
Mhm.
Or like creepy playful. He could only do like creepy serious.
Intense, yeah.
Yeah. So
it would have been a much more intimidating. Not that Pennywise isn't intimidating, but he's welcoming. Like at the beginning, he's like, "Hey, Georgie."
Yeah.
Was that a good Pennywise?
No, but I would have wanted to see like my King of the Nerds, right? Like, who is Hugo Weaving? He's V. He's Elrond. He's Red Skull. He's
Megatron. He's the voice of Megatron.
He's Mr. Smith. No, yeah,
Yeah,
Agent
Mr.
Smith.
Agent Smith.
I mean, like, you don't get much more epic than that. He crosses fandoms, guys.
He does.
Right?
Yeah.
He's king of the nerds. So that would have been fabulous. But like as children, even, for someone who's as old as Joe,
What?
it was frightening. And it
Speaking
was a
of my
TV
good
movie.
hair. It was
a TV
That's
movie.
Right. I forgot about that. It wasn't in the theaters.
And so one, budget was a lot lower. And two, there was a lot more constraints on what they could show on TV. Because I think it was an ABC movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like you already got constraints there. But I think I remember the part that was the most scary for me growing up. I was like 6. And my cousin and I were at her house in her room. And her brothers were watching it. And so we weren't supposed to be watching it. We happened to walk out of her room and into the living room as they were watching it right when the balloon filled and then exploded. So that was the other thing I had is like the overkill issue for Beverly when the blood, came out of the sink and coated the entire room. And I was like, yeah, okay.
It was a lot.
There's a little much. We get it. It's a metaphor for puberty. I get it.
I saw Carrie. I don't want to see that much blood
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was like, okay, no. So some of this I felt was like less creepy by how Hollywood it was, right? Versus when we grew up, it was that balloon of blood that exploded. And I remember we saw that, we screamed and we ran. We were terrified. Like that was it. I was like done. And then
when you're a kid running, where are you going?
Oh, we just ran back to our room and slammed the door.
I you know what I loved as a kid when things got scary? How could you protect yourself? You just cover yourself.
No, we actually grabbed weapons when I was growing up.
We grew up very differently.
Yes, we grabbed weapons in my house.
I would take the sheets and I'd cover my head because clearly ghosts and monsters and evil things, they can't get you if you have a thin layer of cotton over your head.
You know what I did? So I would have a rosary literally like above my bed. So I had my rosary. Do you know what I had? Like my bed was against the wall and there was like a little bit of space. You know what I had down there?
Shotgun?
I had a fucking katana.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wait, like a sharp one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we grew up very differently.
So I was like, Joe was hiding from the monsters. I was like,
don't do the quote fingers. I was hiding.
So Joe was hiding from the monsters, and I was there like, come at me, bitch. The power of Christ compels you. I got a rosary and I got my sword. And then when I didn't have the sword, I had an airsoft gun under my pillow.
Oh, between like the bed, what I had, lightsaber.
Okay.
Old school plastic lightsaber.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more intimidating?
The Force.
Katana.
That was actually sharp.
Or a bright lime green lightsaber.
You'll blind them.
it would glow in the dark.
Yes.
See, kind of killing it.
So you like the new one? I didn't. I did not dislike it, but I was underwhelmed.
I'll totally fanboy on it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was just underwhelmed. Like I had higher expectations. Like I felt like the trailers were creepier than the movie.
You know what was really creepy to me when he did his dance?
No, I was literally like, okay. I get it, Pennywise the dancing clown, but I was like, this is an awkward place to kind of have it.
Also, the whole conversation he had with Georgie. Like that whole conversation creeped me out.
Well, of course. But that was creepy as fuck too.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the creep factor was, like I said, lost because we saw the monster too much. We saw too much of it. And there was so much computer, CGI going on. I'm a big fan of like less CGI, like more practical effects. Because like, what is that movie from the 80s? It was, I think, what's the master of horror? His name was something Winston. And was it The Fly or something where it's like with Goldblum and
The Fly was amazing.
Yeah, like those practical effects are scary as fuck.
Can I tell you the best practical effects I think I've ever seen? The Thing. John Carpenter.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like everything in that movie is disgusting and horrible. Everything is practical.
Yes.
There's like no CGI. It's like, if you see like the arms being ripped out because the
Something's
stomach
being
opened
ripped out.
Those are real, not real arms, but those are like somebody made that.
They're
to look
physically
that way.
tangible. Like you can touch them.
Yeah.
So that's why like some of the best movies look even high block, like as much as Michael Bay movies, man.
That is frightening,
right? But at least the explosions look really cool because most of the time those are practical. They're real. They're done live and captured. So there's always, it looks better when you can do practical live effects.
Yeah, because the explosions are practical.
Yeah.
The
rest is like garbage. But
the script is not.
Non-existent.
Yeah, that's true. But if you want to see, Megan Fox in booty shorts lean over on a car, you got it.
However, in the second one, that was a lot of that her was CGI'd.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
One of the interviews, they were saying they wanted her to look like the hottest thing alive. So they actually went through and like CGI'd like her butt bigger or different things.
Oh,
yeah, disgusting.
That's weird.
Right?
I don't know how I feel about that.
But
They should have CGI'd her a personality.
Leave Megan Fox alone.
No.
Leave her alone. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, I think that was my biggest issue is too much CGI. We saw too much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I was just underwhelmed. It wasn't a bad movie. I'm going to go see the next one, but it was just underwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the next one because Professor X is going to be in it. It has Jessica Chastain.
Mm-hmm.
It has Isaiah Mustafa, and he's a dude from the Old Spice commercials. I'm on a horse.
Yes.
I'm like really excited about the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. It makes me happy.
So the thing I love is then tying this back into greater literary themes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the movies come from a book written by, as we said, Stephen King called It. And so going back to why the adults are also the creepiest part of this movie,
So
right?
creepy.
Because they're all very bad and strange. And
Yes.
and the creep factor is there, like Beverly's dad. And I think it was Richard's mom, the hypochondriac, the one that,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I was
Like,
so
all that,
uncomfortable
right?
with every scene she was in.
Right? That's the point. You're supposed to feel creeped out by that. So from the book, it kind of created Derry, which is the name of the town, Derry. And so Derry, again, they mention it in the movie where like disappearances and deaths are higher than the national averages, blah, blah, blah. But the reason that is so there's like, it's almost like there's a barrier around the town of what happens there. And so like the adults, everyone knows things happen, but no one acknowledges, no one does anything because it's almost like they can't.
Right.
They don't see. That's the whole thing is they don't see what's going on. That's why kids are going missing and they're showing up dead and mutilated in every 27 years, right?
Yeah.
Every 27 years. So, but that's because like it created a feeding ground. It created the city of Derry.
Like the city of Derry is basically like his Denny's.
Yeah, exactly. Change the R's for N's. And so so he eats there. And the reason that is like even when the kids leave Derry and they have their lives as architects or movie stars or whatever, they can't really remember their childhood. They can't really remember what went on. And it's almost like when you pass the city borders, like there's like a memory charm going on. And the reason this is because it is a cosmic being. It is an extraterrestrial being that came to Earth millions of years ago. And right? And this cosmic being feeds on fear, on imagination, off children's fear. And so literally he creates this, like if you think about it like a petting zoo, he's like, here's my petting zoo where I'm going to terrify people so I can feed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder why like fear is the only thing it can eat. It's kind of like Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
You remember like the screaming? They're like, oh, I get children's screams and it powers our stuff. But then like they found out that like laughter was even more powerful. What if love is so much more delicious?
Well, that's because in a larger like mythos, maybe, there's other cosmic beings that feed on different things. So it's not like fear is the only sustenance that people can have.
Right.
It just happens to be that it, as this cosmic being, only feeds off that.
Right. Like Galactus only feeds on planets.
Exactly. Why can't he eat stars?
The planet, because stars aren't as good.
Exactly.
Planets.
So,
he's the planet devourer.
Right. That's why it needs fear. Now this ties into a older idea of cosmic horror, and we can thank H.P. Lovecraft as the father of modern cosmic horror. Yeah. And his books come from the 1920s. If you have been around any sort of nerdy thing, you might have heard of who Cthulhu is.
Right.
Right? You might have, was it a video game or something you were saying?
There's a video game called Call of Cthulhu. It's terrible.
Call of Cthulhu is also the name of the book about Cthulhu.
Right. And if you watched Hellboy, he makes an appearance in Hellboy.
The movie?
Yeah.
Which one?
You know what, like the hellscape? You know that thing that's just kind of like floating around?
Oh.
That's technically Cthulhu.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. So Cthulhu is this dead cosmic beings. So in Lovecraft, there's these amoral cosmic entities, kind of godlike creatures that run the cosmos, and they're opposed to each other. They're amoral, and they feed on different things. And so basically, it's like they're playing games with human lives. Like we're ants to them, and they're just playing games,
Wow,
right?
that's a lot like the Eternals
Okay,
in
yeah.
Marvel. That's
Mhm.
weird.
So there's Cthulhu, who he's dead but not dead. He's this dead entity. He's been entombed in it's what's called the House of LaZae, which is supposed to be under the ocean, right? So in the ocean, he dwells in this palace, this
Oh,
huge palace.
You mean our ocean that we've never seen the bottom of, and we still don't know what's like 100% in it?
Correct.
That ocean?
Correct.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be dead but dreaming, and he sows chaos and discord in the world by sending out nightmares and dreams.
Oh.
And so these cosmic beings, it's supposed to be things that are so unmanageable to our mortal minds that it would literally destroy us. Like we cannot understand this. Like there's no way we can, that the concepts of these beings and of their motivations and what they look like it would be so much, it would destroy like our feeble, tiny minds.
It'd be like us trying to hold on to an infinity stone. We just couldn't do it. We're
Yeah,
regular
exactly.
mortals.
Right. It would just destroy us. And so like a lot of the times the way they're described, it's like the people who have seen the face of cosmic horror. So it's like where you stare into the abyss. Instead of the abyss just staring back at you, it like will destroy you. Like it's so incomprehensible to mortals, to humans.
Dude, we can't even look at an eclipse. So, I mean, if you think of it like that.
Oh, God. So the idea of being this entity comes out of Lovecraftian lore. And again, Cthulhu, if I forgot to mention, you would know him because he looks like an octopus head.
Yeah, he looks like a
if you
squid
watched
face.
Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Davy
he
Jones.
does look like Davy
There you go.
Jones.
Davy Jones. Just imagine that, but like on a monumental gargantuan size that's kind of evil,
right?
but
like,
not
like
evil.
the size of like Galactus, or like the size not as
No,
big,
it's not that big because
like
it still dwells in our
like
ocean.
a mountain, right?
Sure.
He could be the
Let's
size
call
of
it
a
that.
mountain. Yeah.
But there's all these other forces. And again, to tie it into other further nerdy books that we all love is Game of Thrones.
Somehow it gets nerdier.
Yes. We tie this to Game of Thrones. If you
Right.
are a fan of George R.R. Martin, there is not only literary allusions to Lovecraft, which, like he does little callbacks to Lovecraft or something like that. There is straight up borrowing from Lovecraftian lore in Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
So Lovecraft, with the idea of this abstract cosmic horror, really put into Game of Thrones, makes us think about like, hey, what's really Game of Thrones about? Is it really about the mortal games?
Right.
Is it
Is there a
about
bigger picture?
Right? There's a bigger picture. What's really going on? I always think back to the end of Men in Black when their aliens are playing marbles with our galaxy. Right?
Right. We thought like this entire movie is like, oh, this is like the biggest thing. Nope.
Or that Rick and Morty episode, right? Where they create the little worlds.
Oh, the tiny verse.
Yeah, the tiny verse.
Right. Yeah. It turns out we're just a battery in a car. That's so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to think about that. Now I'm depressed.
Exactly. Existential crisis, everyone.
Nope,
Nihilism.
No, we mean everything. Everything we do means something because we are all love.
What is my purpose?
What
To
is-
spread butter.
You spread butter.
Oh my God.
No, I like the whole cosmic thing because I mean we've conquered Earth. Not like
Have
we're
we?
conquerors.
Have we?
But we've seen for the most part most of the things that we can see, except for like the ocean.
No,
I think
no,
we
no.
need to figure
There's
out.
parts of the world that in jungles and mountainscapes and all that we have not seen or discovered.
That's true. I think I'm just really fascinated with outer space.
Yes,
you
I think
know?
that's it.
Like I like jump on the internet and I'm like, oh, Dark Side of the Moon. Not the crappy Transformers movie, but like the real Dark Side of the Moon.
Did you watch that movie where it was a horror movie about the dark side of the moon?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
even know
that was
it
kind of
a
creepy.
thing.
It's not the best horror movie, but it was kind of creepy.
If you played Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon at the same time, does it coincide?
I don't know. Actually, for some reason, you just made me think about Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
I actually.
Oh, there was a horror movie about that.
Oh, there was. Actually, Chernobyl fascinates me. Like I
Me
want
too.
to. I want to go there.
I watch videos about nuclear disasters.
Oh my god! Is this like a confession? So this is so weird.
It's always about planning, dude.
Oh my god.
Contingency plans, y'all. I'm not saying I'm going to set
my
one
God,
off,
you're
or I'm like
seriously-
trying to plan for
You're
one.
like a doomsday prepper.
I don't have a bunker in my backyard.
If I ever
I have a ranch
hear
in
you say,
Arizona.
all right, when the shit goes down, because that's like, when the shit hits the fan. That's what all doomsday preppers say.
I say that.
Do you really?
Like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, we have a plan.
Oh my God.
We have a ranch in Arizona.
I prep for zombie apocalypse every time I walk into a Costco. I'm like, I'm going to take these safes, I'm going to block off the door, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to eat here, and I'm going to do, yeah, I have it all planned out. So, like, I'm going straight to Costco. My zombie land would be in Costco.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I think they would have plenty of Twinkies, I would think.
I don't like Twinkies.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
No, plenty. Have you ever had a Twinkie?
Yes, I've had a Twinkie.
Okay,
I don't
well,
like it.
Remember, I date the woman who doesn't eat any of that stuff. And she's, I wonder.
I've had like a bite of a Twinkie. It's not
Okay.
like, I don't think I've eaten a whole one because I
Sure.
think I took a bite and was like, oh my God.
Oh, it tastes like chemicals.
Yeah, and all
Because
sugar.
it is.
Yes.
Oh, you know what's really good though?
What?
Chemicals and sugar.
No.
Oh,
Don't drink chemicals and sugar, kids.
no. Drink water.
Water is good for you.
Yes, but there's water in beer too, right?
Technically, it's a liquid.
Yeah.
I'm
see?
allergic.
Are you allergic to beer?
We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a brain injury. We've
Yeah.
had that discussion.
That's why I
too.
can't have kombucha.
Ugh. By the way, I found my favorite kombucha, Dr. Brew.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Sure.
Dr. Brew
We'll go with
kombucha.
that.
So all kombucha kind of tastes like vinegar to me. I hate vinegar. I'm not a big fan. When anybody has vinegar, I kind of have to leave the room. This did not taste like vinegar. It was apple cinnamon, and it tasted like a delicious elixir.
What if it is just waiting for you to get complacent and enjoy it, and then he's going to turn it into vinegar?
I would kick it in his little giblets.
Right, because how do you defeat it? You can't be scared.
No, I
of it.
can't. But I'm afraid of everything. I grew up afraid of everything.
Honestly, if I saw a clown come in right now, I would scream.
Are you afraid of clowns? Like, what are your fears?
I don't think I'm scared of clowns. I like the movies that scare the crap out of me are religious movies.
Oh, have you seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No.
Oh, if you ever know how to kill a killer clown from outer space, shoot him in the nose. There are several people out there who know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Seriously, it's terrible, but you have to see the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, religious movies are really creepy
Yeah.
because religion is just kind of. I went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
Obviously, religion is creepy. To me.
I actually will hold a rosary while I'm watching some of these horror movies.
I won't. So not very many movies really scare me. The
Mhm.
Exorcist scared me because
Mhm.
I saw The Exorcist the first time in life. I was like 3 or 4 years old. My sisters were babysitting me and they put it on and I watched it.
Those are cruel sisters.
It wasn't very nice. I was scarred because for the next, I think it was almost 2 full years, I slept facing the wall because in my head, if I turned around, Linda Blair was in bed with me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
That's
This is
terrifying.
how I grew up. But what was really, really satisfying was watching my sisters get their ass kicked by my mom when she
Oh,
realized
what they did.
they let me see The Exorcist.
Yeah.
They also let me see I Spit on Your Grave, which is this horrible. I'm not even going to get into it because it's
Okay.
really, really rough. But like I saw this movie, I was like 6, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should not be watching this. I watched it, but I should not be watching this.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, growing up, I was allowed to watch rated R movies as long as it was rated R for violence.
But not the sex side.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. I
Yeah.
think the first time we went to a movie theater, I think I mentioned this once, is like my parents dropped my brother and I off while they went to park the car. So I was buying us movie tickets. So I go up and I was like, can I have 4 tickets to Blade? And the girl's like, 4? I was like, yeah, 2 kids and 2 adults, please. And it's just me, like, I'm like 12 and my 10-year-old brother. And the girl at the she didn't even like card me. She was like, oh,
No, because
okay.
she was probably like 16.
Yeah, exactly. And so like
But by
I
the
got to go
way-
watch Blade.
There was sex in Blade.
Yeah, but it wasn't like gratuitous.
It
sex
wasn't.
scenes. No,
It wasn't.
but it was rated R for violence and blood and gore. And I was like, yay, Blade.
Yay, blood and gore.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
I love Blade. That's such an awesome movie.
Well, yeah, the first 2 were great. The third was a movie. Stigmata scared me.
Stigmata scared me too.
It really scared me. Stir of Echoes. I don't know if you've
I
ever
didn't
seen
see
it.
that.
Scared the piss out of me. Not necessarily religion, but a little bit of kind of like voodoo, which is
Oh,
Yeah.
that's no. There's a movie called The Skeleton Key
Oh.
with Kate Hudson.
the skeleton key, which I've talked about before. I tell my friends all the time. People are like, "Oh my god, Get Out was amazing and so original." I was like, "Watch
No, Skeleton Key, guys.
You know what I'm talking about? It's similar.
It's a really
similar.
great reversal because the person you want to win does not win.
No. Yeah, it was really depressing.
Yeah, you think it's all good, and then nope.
Nope. You're like, oh, the hero's gonna. Nope, the hero's trapped
It
forever.
was like a really good M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Oh man, yeah, it was like Infinity War, the end of Infinity War, but there's no sequel to be like, oh yeah, everything worked out.
I wanted a sequel for that. I was like,
same
I
here.
want to see what happened, but
Maybe the sequel would be kind of Get Out.
Inverted, like an inverse.
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of the same thing.
But it's a pretty cool movie. Like I never thought I would like Kate Hudson in like a suspense/horror movie.
Right.
But it was fabulous.
I that to me it was very underrated.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
enjoyed that.
But that movie creeped me out.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't horror, like terrifying, but it was like creepy.
No, there was no gore. There was no blood. There was
very
no
little jump scares.
Yeah.
Like it was well used. Like the way the movie is, like you think it's a ghost movie. You think it's a horror movie. It's a suspense movie. It's not horror.
Yeah, absolutely. So a suspense thriller.
Yeah.
And just the ambiance. I love that word.
Yes.
The ambiance.
Which is how good horror should be. Good,
yes,
good scary
it was
movie.
really creepy. It was really scary. Like it built a picture.
And you think it's voodoo, but it's
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Anyways,
you guys
that's
should
a good
totally
one. Go
check
on
that
Skeleton
out.
Key.
The Conjuring is one of my top 3
Conjurings
favorite
are good.
movies. Like horror movies ever. Conjuring 1 and 2. Insidious 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed. Like they're not top tier. They're just under.
I like The Right, which was with Anthony Hopkins.
Well, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, well, and basically I was watching it, I was like, look, it's Hannibal Lecter as a priest. Kind of that feeling, that intensity at towards the end. But it was good at creating creepiness. That was the thing. Good creepiness.
Anthony Hopkins, even in like
Thor.
No, just in even like period pieces, he's pretty creepy.
Oh, I love Anthony Hopkins. Any movie he's in, I'll watch it.
So will I.
Yeah.
Except that sex tape. I don't know if I want to see that. I'm just kidding.
Just stop yourself. The other thing I was thinking, if we're going back to comic books, I love Constantine.
Constantine was.
I love the movie.
Wait, the original one.
I like the movie with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, so did I. I'm not a big fan of
not the TV show
of
that
Shia
they did.
LaBeouf. The TV show apparently,
I
like,
actually
his take
liked
is really good.
Shia LaBeouf in like that was like still when he was like pre douchebag.
That's
Shia
true.
LaBeouf.
Can I tell you my favorite part? When he like bounced up and down on the floor and the ceiling.
You're so mean.
That was my favorite. I laughed so hard because it was like, oh, everything is great. Nope.
Okay, speaking of it, you know who else was in the running to be it? Let me tie it on back. Tilda Swinton. Because she is everything.
Weird.
Right? In Constantine, she's Gabriel.
She was a great Gabriel.
She was a great Gabriel.
That really confused me because I was younger.
She was supposed to be gender ambiguous. So,
and she was, for the most part.
Great.
Yeah.
Androgyny, guys. Then she, she could have been
Then she was
it.
the ancient one. She flipped
been,
the gender role there. She could have been it. Oh, that would have been creepy because she's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she
And in Constantine, she did a fabulous job. I also like the actor who played the devil.
Yeah. Oh, he kind of looks like Bruce Willis.
He was in a movie with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
He was a crazy
He's the Russian guy.
Like there's an insane Russian
and
dude.
he was
He's
also
awesome.
in Bad Guys too.
Bad Boys?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
wow. Sorry.
Yeah,
Like, Bad Boys too.
Yeah, he was also in a Fargo TV series. Wait,
yes.
Fargo TV series or the movie?
One
of those. I can't remember.
Might
I
have
can't
been the
think
movie.
too hard. It might hurt my head. I love the guy. He's a character actor. He's been like several things. I don't know his name.
Neither do I.
You know what he is?
He's the Russian.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Like you see him. Oh, it's that dude.
Yeah.
It's that dude who was in this and this. Like he's that dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But there's not like a lot of horror. Like Friday the 13th didn't really scare me. Nightmare on Elm Street didn't really scare me. Carrie, on the other hand, Carrie was pretty creepy.
What about Hellraiser?
Hellraiser never messed with me. That's just gore porn.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I watched that and it's like, oh, that was really weird and gross. That's about it.
Did you ever see the movie The Witch?
Oh, The Witch?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I saw part of it and I was like, nope, I'm turning this shit off.
Did you see the part with the baby?
Yeah, I've seen.
I saw that and I was like,
done.
I don't have words.
Yeah.
It was so
creepy.
It was so gross.
It was
so
the actress who played Lysa Arryn in Game of Thrones.
It was.
And so that was even creepier for me because I was like, oh my God, I just saw her breastfeed her grown child.
She just had the
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the most disturbing I've seen. Hostel.
Yeah.
I've seen like really, really horrific movies.
Yeah.
I've seen Faces of Death. Don't judge me.
No.
I was a teenager. And this was one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen in any movie ever.
Yeah.
Or in life. It was so gross.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
I wish the movie was better because it would have justified that scene. The movie was a C. It was a movie. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible, but in no way, shape, or form was it any good.
Okay.
You know? But yeah, I crave scary movies. Like I love
don't.
scary movies.
I don't like to be scared.
That's why I play scary video games.
Nope.
Silent Hill.
I actually like the Silent Hill movie, the first one.
Stop.
If you watch it just for it to be like a bad video game movie, it's pretty good.
Very true.
Yes.
But
like Doom. I love Doom.
Yes, so do I, because it's like it's mindless.
Yes.
So Silent Hill, the game,
Mm-hmm.
is one of the greatest
it's creepy
horror
as fuck.
things ever. So the first game actually took place like 90% of the game in a church,
Yes.
or in a school.
Yes.
There's like little skinless demon kids
Yep.
that stab you. It's like it's really, really messed up, but like in the creepiest way. It wasn't like gore porn.
Yeah.
Mostly. But it was so good. And then the movie was just like, oh, here is not any of that. They didn't follow the lore. I was really, really upset with it.
I
So,
was okay with that.
but I understand why you like it,
Yeah.
because you never really played the game.
Correct.
Same thing with like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, Resident Evil made like $100 million. Those movies are garbage. The games are amazing. So it's also my inner nerdum coming out.
Yep.
So I play scary games because I like that. I jump out of airplanes because I like that fear.
Adrenaline junkie
Yeah,
much?
a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, I don't ride motorcycles because I don't really know how to ride a bike.
Neither do I.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
No.
Did we just bond again?
Yes.
Are we gonna have a NeuroNerd? You know what we should do?
Nope.
Our first NeuroNerd like YouTube video or something.
Nope.
Learning how to ride a bike. Yes, I'll do it if you do it.
Okay.
Come on, I need to learn because I fancy myself a pretty damn good athlete, right? Will you get me on a bike? I look like a baby deer trying to walk for the first time.
Okay.
I'm super awkward. It's gonna be so much fun.
All right.
Are you guys excited? Let me know. And if you have any tips or tricks,
let us know, please.
please.
I will have all the knee pads and elbows and helmets on.
I've hit a point where
we have to have helmets. We have brain injuries.
Oh, absolutely. I even hit a point where I'm not ashamed. I'll rock the safety wheels.
Perfect.
Why not? The NeuroNerds learn how to ride. No, there's got to be something better than that. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. On that note, that actually might be the most scary thing
Yeah.
we've talked about.
Yeah, screw it and cosmic horror. It's us learning to ride a bike.
As always, the NeuroNerds, we're here to help. Reach out to us at Lauren L. Manzano on everything,
Yep.
at Joso Rocks at everything. We love you guys. Let us know if you know how to ride a bike, or if you don't, if you have any tips or tricks.
Bicycle. I want to ride my
bicicleta. No?
Bicicleta.
Yeah, see?
Okay, and on that note, that very disappointing yet not surprising note. Bye, guys.
NeuroNerds
Out.
You don't know how to ride a bike?
Nope.
NeuroNerds.